Hi guys, Vol here again into round 5 of Rallypoint. It's Circle against Legion, and my opponent this time is Ian. He's the guy who lent me the models that I used for a couple of weeks where I was posting games with Legion. I painted them for him. Ian and I have been friends and rivals with wargaming for a long time, and he's a much more experienced Hordes player than I am. So looking forward to a very difficult game, and the scenario is sacrifice. You've got the little flag out to the left-hand side of the photo, which you've got to capture, and then hold the yellow sort of control zone. It's actually meant to be a little bit bigger than that, but you know, we sort of would measure around it if needed. The thing is that he's got a list with just all war beasts. He's got a lot of shooting, which is fire damage. My Druids will be immune to that thanks to the Overseer. But it'll be a really hard game because you know, he's a good player. It's a tough matchup for Circle, and you know, Mohsar will have to work quite hard to get you know, some advantages here. But his other list was Megalith, my other list was Chromac. I really wanted to give Mohsar his day in the sun because this is one of the reasons why I've taken Mohsar in the first place. I inevitably would come up against a Hordes player who might have some beasts that I could use the feat to really cause some difficulty with. So that was what I had in mind, deploying really hard to the right here, just trying to stay at arm's reach from him for a while and let Mohsar sort of control the game with his really awesome spell list. Next image, here's sort of an overview. You can see how he's deployed his army. He's just got all of his beasts clumped together with a smattering of support solos for Fury management and Saeryn in the middle there. I think you know, he's just really going to be coming straight at me. He's going to be feating when appropriate and tearing me apart in close combat most likely, and obviously using Blightbringer as well, which will be very annoying. Druids will not be immune to that, so that's going to be a pain. Next image, I've decided to creep up fairly cautiously, put down a few pillars just in case he decides to run one of his beasts and then Blightbringer. Don't think he'd risk his beast that early, but just in case, I thought I'd throw that down since I didn't have much to do with the rest of my Fury. And just really spreading stuff out quite a lot. I don't really want to have a slipstream Seraph come and strafe all my guys too badly. The Druids will be fine, but the Bloodtrackers won't, so they've been spaced apart fairly generously, and just waiting to see what he does before hitting Mohsar out and seeing if I can pick something off. I've got prey down on one of his Angelius. Originally I thought the Typhon, but then I realised with excessive healing that would really play into his hands more than mine, so that's the way I've gone with it. Next image, once he'd sort of moved up here, I sent Mohsar out with Sands of Fate, running a Bloodtracker up, and what I did is I obviously spent the first 2 for Sands of Fate itself, reserved 2 for coming back again, giving me another 4, plus 1 from Maltreatment. He had 2 Forsaken Souls behind that wall next to Saeryn. I sprayed them both, boosting to hit, killing them. Then to the bottom left of the photo there previously was a Spell Martyr and Feralgeist, which I crevassed and satisfying back with no Fury left. Now, a little bit of a mistake there because he, although, you know, Mohsar can come 16 inches back, Saeryn's got a few things she can do, obviously slipstream, to send one of her beasts forward and try and hit Mohsar. So going to the next photo, this is how I've defended here. I've got all the Druids in a line in front of Mohsar, no Fury on Mohsar, of course, the Gorax helping out to block some line of sight as well. But I figure he can't kill the beasts with his shooting attacks, so I might be safe here. And the rest of my guys moving up just to sort of counter whatever he decides to do. One of the trackers fairly far forward just as a little bit of a bait. And a Flesh to Clay on the Wold Guardian, Undergrowth on Megalith, not that that will really make a big deal. But hopefully he can survive this round and then attack him. And I've really sort of reduced what he can do with Fury management there by taking out those 4 solos. And the other guys that were previously behind the forest there, which Mohsar used the crevasse on, was going to run across to the flag and make it really hard for me to escape him because he'd just landed in the objective zone. So I was happy with that turn, but going to the next photo, my opponent immediately measures his control range to Mohsar, and I said to him, look, do you think you can get him? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, crap, because I didn't really remember how far Typhon's sprays shot, and I forgot about Slipstream momentarily. So it would have been better if I'd kept a Fury there, but we'll see what happens. Going to the next photo, he sends all of his beasts out, and he's got the Angelius, which is having some a crack at some of the Druids, actually killing one or two of them in close combat. The Seraph fly out. One of them, I think, has a pot shot at Mohsar or one of the Bloodtrackers. Can't quite remember, but doesn't get much kills done there. And far in the background, Saeryn just prepping up to get the rearmost Angelius out to do some shots as well. So going to the next photo, Saeryn moves up, tries to get a long-range shot at Mohsar with her little throwing knives, but is out of range, and just camping some fury because she knows that if this if this assassination run fails, which it's unlikely to, then she will need to have some fury protection and possibly banishing ward up against Mohsar. But he's doing well so far because he's actually cleared out the Druids. He's got a little bit of line of sight there. If you go to the next photo, you can see the Angelius at the back, trying to hit Mohsar but failing, and then Typhon moving in. His first shot does about 10 damage to Mohsar, which I decided to take just in case I can transfer away another really, really big hit, and maybe his third one will only do a small amount of damage. He missed his second shot. And sorry, I was talking about fury transfers there, but I don't have a transfer. He missed the second shot, but it was third shot he managed to hit and kill Mohsar, which we were both expecting to happen. But if you look carefully at this photo, if I had just been a little bit less greedy and kept one transfer, I would have survived that thanks to Typhon missing, which, you know, he may have done, needing 7s to hit with 3 attempts. I think it was 7s anyway. And all that for just, you know, giving him one of the Forsaken back, which I may not have killed with, 2 dice, a spray shot. If I'd survived this round, if you look at the field, what I could have done is feated. And, in fact, what I would have done here is I would have sent one of the trackers around past the beast, Sands of Fate over to it, killed all of the remaining shepherds and solos at the back, then Sands of Fated away behind some ruins, hopefully with a couple of transfers this time, and then just shot at him, feated. He would have had very little fury to use with his beast in the following turn. That probably would have forced him to feat, and then I could have really made a game of it, and sent my beasts in and hacking at him in close combat, and possibly coming out on top. I could have even sent a unit around to the flag, and since he had nobody over there, I could have actually started pressuring him with scenario as well. But as it happened, he's a very good player, knows when to assassinate, knows how to do it, and I got a little bit greedy there, maybe a little bit nervous about the matchup, hoping to take a risk and get an advantage earlier on. Didn't pay off though. But 3 wins, 2 losses so far, going into round 6, hopefully bouncing back to finish well at the end of the tournament. But my opponent will be going on to probably face the top player at the top of the tables very shortly, and best of luck to him. So thanks for watching this, guys. See you in a minute.